YouTube, what's up, baby? Man, is it not early in the morning right now? Man, I couldn't even sleep, man. I'm telling you. I'm standing out here in the front yard, man, by the old school convertible, man. Like, wow. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't even tripping, man. I was out here going through some stories, man, right? And I seen this story courtesy of the Irish Star. And I couldn't believe my eyes, man. No pun intended, man. You know what I'm saying? And if anybody ever have a drug problem, man, please seek professional help because drug addiction is very serious. And I know a lot of us know friends, family members, or someone that's done been addicted to drugs, or we've seen some people on the streets addicted to drugs. So, you know, stay away from drugs, man. Women, children, little boys, little girls, you know what I'm saying, grown men, drugs are not good for you, man. There's nothing cool about doing drugs. But check this out. Woman, 20, claws her own eyes out while on meth and says she's happier blind. So thank you, Hannah and Nina, for bringing us this story. And if this is your first time tuning in, man, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, man. Also, click on that notification bell and click all so you get all the breaking news stories that I drop. And shout out to my new and current subscribers, man. I appreciate y'all rolling with your boy Rebuke. Now let's dive right into this story and see if we can get the correct details of what happened to this young lady. And we hopefully, she'll make a full recovery, but let's see what the status is right now. A 20-year-old former straight-A student from South Carolina has tragically blinded herself for life after a methamphetamine-induced psychotic episode. Wow, so she blinded herself for life. So she might be able to make she will be able to recover everything but her eyesight, unfortunately. Kaylee Muthart now requires prosthetic eyes after she gouged out her own during the heroin incident. Man, that is so unfortunate. Previously recognized for her academic prowess with a place in the National Honor Society, Muthart had avoided serious drugs. Aware of her family's history with addiction, however, after dropping out of school at 17 with aspirations to save for college, she fell in with a bad crowd and succumbed to the drug abuse she had once steered clear of, culminating in a catastrophic mental collapse. In an interview with Mail Online, she recounted the fateful day just before she was due to enter rehab when an excessive dose of meth led her to believe that I thought everything would end abruptly and everyone would die if I didn't tear out my eyes immediately. Oh my goodness. Now, do you see how drugs play games with your mind? Listen to what she said. After hitting that excessive dose of meth, she believed that I thought everything would end abruptly and everyone would die if I didn't tear out my eyes immediately. Oh my goodness. Wow. Wow. Now, do you see why you shouldn't do drugs? She added, I don't know how I came to that conclusion, but I felt it was, without doubt, the right, rational things to do immediately. Immediately. Despite the foggy recollection of that night, Muthart recalled feeling compelled to meet someone at church. On her way to the church, a friend who was keeping her company drove past and shouted, I locked up the house. Do you have the other key? At that moment, she considered the possibility of being locked out as a divine signal that my sacrifice is the key to saving the world. This line of thought led to an appalling act of self-harm, she explained. So I pushed my thumb pointer and middle finger into each eye. I gripped each eyeball, twisted, and pulled until each eye popped out of the socket. Oh my goodness, did y'all hear that? Whoa, let me read that again, man. Let's process this. This line of thought led to an appalling act of self-harm, she explained. So I pushed my thumb, pointer, and middle fingers into each eye. I gripped each eyeball, twisted, and pulled until each eye popped out of the socket. It felt like a massive struggle, the hardest thing I ever had to do. Oh my goodness, man. Oh, look at that. She popped her eyeballs out, both of them, with no anesthesia, no pain medicine whatsoever. And despite obviously being in pain, it was the hardest struggle she ever done. What was your hardest struggle? Popping my eyes out. Not making it in college, not, being a straight A student, not, kicking up, that drug habit or whatever. Those things that are very hard, becoming a homeowner, just, whatever personal struggle you might have. The hardest thing that she done, man, was pull her eyes out. Man, may God have mercy on her soul. That is a trip, man. Wow. The substances in her system at the time made her totally insensitive to pain. And so that explains it. And she believes if a vicar hadn't heard her cries of, "I want to see the light," she might have done even worse damage to herself. So that's why she was able to do that. She couldn't feel the pain. She couldn't feel the pain. Wow. And she believed she could have caused more damage to herself. I wonder who that vicar was. The cleric came upon a grisly scene, Muthart recounted. So y'all might not remember this, a little sidebar. A few years ago, the Pope said that he was renouncing being the vicar of Christ, like the spokesperson of Christ or whatever. So I guess at this church or whatever, that person that was off in there, I guess considered himself a vicar as well of that particular church or whatever. Okay? He later said when he found me that I was holding my eyeballs in my hands. I had squished them, although they were somehow still attached to my head. Ah, man, did y'all hear that? This girl was sitting there with both eyeballs in her hands and had squished them, but somehow they were still attached to her head. Wow, following the nightmarish event, she would rush to the hospital where it took quite a number of staff, at least 7, to restrain her while medical experts carried out urgent surgery to remove the remains of her sight organs. Astonishingly, after enduring such a trauma, Muthart maintains she feels more content now than during her drug-using days, though she admits to tough moments, especially when sleep eludes her, she remarked. Of course, there are times when I get really upset about my situation, particularly on nights when I can't fall asleep. But truthfully, I'm happier now than I was before all this happened. I'd rather be blind than dependent on drugs. Man. Fam. Wow, man, this is one of the saddest, wildest, unfortunate stories I've ever read, man, and I've ever done. I've done over 1,300 videos, man, and I honestly and truly believe that this story of drug use is just absolutely shocking. And my heart go out to that young lady, man. It just lets you know that, sometimes when you're using drugs, you can get that bad hit, and your life can honestly and truly change forever. Man, please be careful out there, man. Y'all drop your comments and y'all well wishes in the comment section down below, and I'll definitely catch y'all on the next video. And do not use drugs. Peace.